Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Tier 7 aircraft carrier for the US, the Lexington. Now, for those of you who don't know, the carriers just got their second buff already since they've been released. Might be their first, but I think they've actually had two buffs. One was due to experience, which they needed, in my opinion. The other one is as follows. Squadron visibility for the Lexington decreased from 10 kilometers to 8 kilometers. Stock torpedo speed increased from 37 to 46 knots. The torpedo damage increased from 6733 to 7267. And the top speed increased from 38 to 47 knots for the torps. The torpedo distance increased from 4 kilometers to 5 kilometers. The buffs to the United States Navy CVs are done since we saw a clear disadvantage compared to their Japanese cohorts in multiple scenarios. However, please understand that as we collect more data, more changes will probably come. So keep that in mind, folks. But I'm not gonna lie, you're in for a doozy of a match. You guys know I don't think I'm very good in carriers at all, but I'm starting to get better in them as I'm becoming more and more consistent. And the buffs may have something to do with that as well. But seriously, the more I play them, the more I'm getting used to them, the more I'm noticing patterns in how I need to do things. So just bear with me. I know I'm not good in carriers, just like I was crap in destroyers at one point, and now I consider myself adequate, maybe slightly better than adequate, depending on what ship I'm in. But in the carriers, I'm still very, very green. So keep that in mind. I am by no means a good player in a carrier. However, I'm going to showcase a pretty solid game for a carrier right off in this one. This one's going to come down to the wire, folks. When I say come down to the wire, I mean there are seconds left on who wins or loses this match. It's disgusting. So keep that in mind. Now, obviously, I come over, I drop fighters on top of my Tirpitz right off the bat because he's being focused by the enemy carrier. So I'm going to try to help him out as best I can. And then we're going to go in here and see. Now, this isn't what you want to be getting yourself into. Now, I see the battleship, but he's got a cruiser escort right next to him. That cruiser is a Fiji. So while the Gneisenau's AA isn't that great, the Fiji's is pretty good. So we're going to get in here, drop some bombs early on. And the very first salvo of bombs, we get 2 fires and 10,000 damage done with 3 hits. Good God. And that isn't even a good salvo. Like, yeah, I got good RNG with the fires, but other than that, that was not a particularly good salvo as far as bomb drops. We only got 3 hits. I've hit people in this thing for almost 18,000 damage with a good bomb drop. It's disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. And I feel dirty doing this to people while they're trying to play. Like, that's the problem with me and carriers. Like, I know what it's like when you're fighting everything and then there's something that you can't even do anything about, just harassing you. It reminds me of artillery in World of Tanks. It's the same thing. Like, you have no options. There's nothing for you to do. Like, you just sit there and hope your AA does its job, which it does sometimes. Now, we see this Jean Bart has isolated himself away from his team. That makes him a prime carrier target. And the fact that he's susceptible to HE means that these bombs could potentially do a lot of damage. Now, his AA isn't terrible. So we're going to get in here and try to take him down. We've got the first drop coming in. Looks real good. We drop center of mass, trying to get as many hits as possible. There we get 4 hits, and that takes us up to over 20,000 damage. So, another 10,000 damage salvo of HE bombs, showcasing that it was not a fluke at all. Now, I'm going to make some decisions to move in this match that are ultimately going to cost me some potential damage, because of it's going to increase my turnaround time on my airplanes. Okay? Part of that's actually going to be a good thing because it means I'm going to be more likely to have full squadrons. But the other part of that is not a good thing because it means that it takes me so much longer to help kill people. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a little bit. It's going to take some time, but you can see that left flank is pushing hard. And there's only one guy there to defend it, and it is a Richelieu for our team. And he is asking for support. Now, right now, I kind of got tunnel visioned on this Jean Bart. And you can see, that's when I see that our Tirpitz goes down. And we know that there's a destroyer ahead. We can see his AA firing. We're going to see if we can't get in here and hit this destroyer. Now we've got 20,000 damage currently. He is turning away, making this a lot easier for me. So I zoom in, try to get the reticle above him before we pull the trigger, and are we going to get a hit? Yeah, we actually get a solid hit, and that takes us up to 23,000 damage. About a 3,000 damage bomb right there. That was a solid hit. Also resetting the cap. So we're going to go ahead. We've already decided to start moving our ship, getting it away from the advancers on the left side. We got 2 Gneisenau's pushing our Richelieu, which, honestly, the Richelieu shouldn't have any trouble getting rid of a Gneisenau, but apparently he is in this one, so we're going to try to help him. Now here, I was trying to say that I'm on my way, or Wilco, because he's requesting support. I want him to know that we are on our way, okay? I'm going to fly there as fast as I can. I'm going to be using my engine cooldown and all that thing to try to get on site as quickly as possible to help this man by hitting the guy that's closest to him. The way I see it, if we can manage to help him out, that'll secure that flank for us and be a huge help for the team. But unfortunately, I took a little bit too long to do this, and this is what I'm talking about with those long flight times, those long turnaround times. It's taken me so long to get to the guy that he's taken an unnecessary amount of damage in the time it takes me to get here. But we are getting on scene. We're at 4.5 kilometers. 4 kilometers is like where I like to try to drop torps from. I initiate the strike from 4 kilometers. That gives me plenty of time. I usually slow down as I come in, get that accuracy as best I can. Once you get the accuracy on your torpedoes down, or bombs, as narrow as it can, turning does not change it. That's one thing that I did notice. But unfortunately, we only got 1 torp hit that time. Now he is going away, which means I can launch from a lot closer this time. We lost one of our torp bombers, but we still have 2 here, and these are going to be much better drops out ahead of him. He's not going to be able to avoid those. Now, we're going to go ahead and get the next squadron airborne as quickly as possible. Again, torpedo bombers are the best, at least from what I've seen, against the battleships, because they are doing significant amounts of damage now. So we are going to be trying to get up in there and help finish this Gneisenau off. But you can see they're getting a little too close to one another over here. That Richelieu should have been using its speed a little bit better in this one. It saw them coming. It could have turned and got that engine boost rolling instead of just constantly reversing. The Richelieu's armor is very, very good. So even at a kiting angle where you would have to struggle to get your guns on the target while you're running away from something, you would be able to keep consistent fire on the Gneisenau and minimize the amount of damage that you're taking. Even at the rear of the ship, it seems really flat, but even the rear of the Richelieu or the Jean Bart has pretty solid armor in terms of what it takes to bounce things. So here we get a much cleaner torp strike against this Gneisenau. We give it the last possible second before it wouldn't arm. Remember, you got to launch those torps inside that arming distance. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to arm your torps. Now, we get all 3 hits and we get our first kill. Now we're going to line up our torp strike on this second Gneisenau. Now, unfortunately, they managed to take out our Richelieu, which isn't preferable, but we lose a bomber again, but we've got 2, which is fine because 2 are better than none. And I'm afraid that we're about to lose another one, so we go ahead and we try to drop out ahead of him again. He's turned away slightly, so it's going to be harder for us to hit him. Now, here I went ahead and switched over to our HE bombs. We've got a full division of HE bombers to go. So we're going to be swinging back. We've got the Jean Bart ahead of us. And at this point, the game is still up for grabs. They've got all 3 caps. We're trying to capture 1 cap. And then I'm trying to help keep these guys back. I'm trying to help give our guys the breathing room that they need to capture this base. And with this enemy Jean Bart pushing up on them, I really need to do something about it. We got 2 cruisers and a destroyer right here that Jean Bart could crap all over. So while he's being shot, I'm going to come in with some HE bombs. Now we've got 49,700 damage. And just as we get the HE bombs away, come on, we did a horrendous drop. Absolutely horrendous. That guy dodged just enough to keep us from hitting him. Mostly due to my own ineptitude here, trying to drop bombs on him. And then we go to swing in again to drop some bombs, and it refuses to let me use or start the attack run. So we kind of screwed the pooch twice there. It was a wasted opportunity. But the team is able to get rid of the Jean Bart, which is huge. Now I'm going to focus my bombers on the Gneisno, who's in the Delta Cap. So that's the goal. We're going to go at them with torpedo bombers, and we're going to showcase a couple more mistakes here as well. But it's something that I was, there's going to be a lot of learning involved with learning a completely new class. There's a lot to learn. There's so many things that you don't know, so you just got to try and fail. Okay, but you try to learn from your mistakes, and that's what I try to do here. So you'll notice I swing in from a wide angle. I'm dodging a lot more of the flak than I used to, so that's a thing that I've learned. And then also, once we get this set up, I mean, this guy's not going to dodge these. We drop them, make sure that we're going to be able to arm. Make sure you're dropping inside that green zone. You don't want it to be into that yellow zone. We get all 3 hits and a base defense. So big deal there. And then we're going to come back in. We already lost one of our bombers, but I believe we're going to get both of these off as well, and this is going to be attacking from the opposite side. So we're going to try, and it looks like we're going to be pretty good, but I think one of those is actually not going to arm. So we're only going to get 1 hit. The other one did not arm, which is unfortunate, because I thought we had enough room there that it would have armed, but we played it a little too close. A little too close. And that's one of the big mistakes. Now, I'm about to make some more mistakes. Now, we're using the torpedo bombers here. And one of the things that I realized was this Gneisno is actually going to try to go from reversing to forward and get between those islands. That's good play by him and anybody who's wanting to get rid of or get away from torpedo bombers. If you hug an island, it makes you very, very difficult to hit with torpedoes, just due to the fact that they have to drop into water. And here I've tried thinking that I was going to be okay, and if you watch, what you want to do is wait for your drop point, which is the first point of the yellow, to get into that water. And because of the fact that we weren't able to get there, we get 1 torpedo away into the water, the rest of them didn't. And unfortunately, it didn't even arm. So it was another wasted opportunity. Could have just swung wide, come in from this approach on this side of the Gneisno. We'd have had a much better result. But now, we make up for it. We've got two bombers en route. He's going away from us, which makes him a lot easier to hit for us. And we drop him just at the edge of our arming distance, and we're going to be able to hit him with both of these, I believe. Yep, we get him with both. And that takes us up to 77,000 damage. Now, obviously, that Gneisno, I see the Colorado. I'm figuring Colorado should be able to win that fight, no problem. So I'm going to try to swing over, help our team with the other battleship. Now, we have a decided points loss. Like, we are losing this match right now. But hopefully our Colorado can win that fight, but it looks like Colorado may have gotten torped, though he does manage to finish off the Gneisno. That still doesn't swing the points in our favor, unfortunately. I was really hoping he could stay alive and kill that Gneisno. But we're down by roughly 80 points, so I'm trying to help my team by trying to figure out where I need to go. And then I realized that there's no other battleship. It's just the carrier, and we see the carrier already. So we're going to go over the carrier and see if we can't get some bomb drops in. What you're about to see is some gratuitous violence. We dropped some planes over top, or our fighters over top of our Wichita to help get rid of these planes that are coming quick succession from the carrier. And then we're going to swing in, try to dodge as much flak as we can. But again, this is the Lexington. It's got the best AA in the game. It's difficult to do anything with, but we get in close enough. We've got 3 planes. Are we going to get it? Come on. We rushed the bomb drop because I was afraid we were going to lose it. We wanted to get the bombs away. We get 4 hits. We're going to go ahead and get the next set of bombers away as well. This gives us another full set of bombers, HE bombers. And we're going to try to get in there and hit this guy on the deck again. We've got 86,000 damage, so we did over 16,000 damage that drop, or close to it. No, we had 77, now we have 86, so we did like 9,000 damage that drop. So we're doing pretty consistent, at least as far as our drops go. We have shot down 5 enemy planes and 1 enemy plane. So we've actually shot down 6 enemy planes, 1 with a fighter and like 5 other ones. I'm not sure what those ribbons are. One's with fighters, one's with my AA on my ship. So I don't know which is which at the moment. But we've got the carrier spotted again. He's in a position where he can't really be shot by the friendlies yet. But he is starting to get out of there. He's trying to get away from me, basically, because I'm coming in and harassing him. And even with as much AA as he's got, these kinds of strikes are very easy to lay out, as we go from 86,000 damage to 97,000 damage, making that a disgusting, and we got a fire on him as well. That was an absolutely disgusting drop. That was what, 86 to 97, so yeah, 11,000 damage plus the fire. Which makes this my very first aircraft carrier game that I broke 100,000 damage in. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below of the buffs. Are you enjoying the aircraft carriers? Are you not enjoying them? Let me know. Anyway, 101,000 damage, coming second on the team. Wichita, shout out to you. 4 kills, 3,300 base. We get 2,296 base. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.